12 minutes late. We are already 12 minutes late. Welcome, Irene, Jack, Migade, Mula, Queen, Owar, welcome on the call, Samson, Side, Timothy. Let's quickly call in our people so that we can be able to grab this information that our leader is about to help us understand about this amazing technology that we have been chanced to have in this generation. Let's share the link. Let's share the link. My name is Jerina Marina from Uganda. I do live in Entebbe, and I'm glad to be a part of Crypto Ambassadors. Today is a question and answer session, and our leader, Julius Kabanda, is on the call to answer each and every question that we have about our robots, about our trading robots. We are not sharing the link, leader. We are not sharing the link. Let's share the link, please. You can even inbox someone. Throw it in their inboxes, you know. Sometimes when you share on the group, people ignore. Make it a point to throw it in their inbox so that they quickly remember to come and attend the Zoom call. This is a great moment that we are living in. It's a great moment where we require each and every knowledge that is given out in this crypto space, because you don't know what can easily change your status. You don't know what can help you. Just one single statement can help you make a lot of money, life-changing money. So let's get used to this. We are only 25 on the call. We need to see people coming in. We need to see people coming in. We share the link quickly so that we can be able to finish on time. Joa, welcome on the call. Zakaria, Mutoni, Timothy, Jerry, Raymond, welcome on the call. Let's at least get this to 100 people so that we can be able to let our leader start answering our questions. In the meantime, let's go ahead and start writing the questions in the chat. Let's start writing the questions in the chat. Yes, I do acknowledge every other leader that is on the call. Please continue to share your links, but also let's write the questions on the chat so that we don't take a lot of time as we wait for other people to come in. Write those questions on the chat. That's the very reason why we are here. This is a question and answer session, and we tackle questions to do with our amazing Royal Q bots, the strategies that we use to trade. Good morning, other team. Okay, yes, thank you, Arias. I can see the questions are beginning to come in. Let's have those questions in. If you don't want to write, then you will be able to put up your hand. We will allow you to open up your mic and ask your question. Leaders, we cannot start this Zoom call when we are only 38. Crypto Ambassadors is over 70,000 members. And I believe these leaders do have questions, they do have issues. To avoid them coming to your inbox all the time, get them to this call. Let's get all our downlines on the call as we share the link in the groups, in their inboxes, so that we can be able to start. We are only 39 on the call. I believe we can get to 100. We can get to 100. As we see the questions coming, we only have 2 questions. Can we say that we will answer these questions and end the call? Are these the only questions that we have? After these questions, we can let our leader go. Please write the questions on the chat as we share the link. Write the questions on the chat as we share the link. All the new members who just joined us last week. This is our question and answer session. You're most welcome to Crypto Ambassadors community. This is the fastest growing community in the world today. And we enlighten you about this crypto space. We do trade cryptocurrencies by using AI. And the reason we commune on this call every Friday is to ask anything that you do not understand about your robot, the strategies that we use to make money. We come on this call to have them cleared. If there is something you're not understanding, this is a community call that we hold every Friday to be able to let you know what you need. Okay, at least we have some questions on the call. Without wasting any more time, I would like to welcome our leader, Julius Kawanda, who never gets tired, but every single day, every hour, I think this guy works 24/7. Leader Kawanda, we welcome you on the call to help us answer these questions. If you let me know that you are ready, I'll begin reading out the questions. Okay. Chief Andora, you're welcome from Nigeria. Chief Andora Andokari.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Our first question is from Area. Area says, good morning.
I'm ready, but I don't understand. The meeting doesn't show that it is. Can you be able to see side where it's live? Okay. Go on, Jerino.
Okay, I'll start by reading the questions. Leader Jerina, I missed something on batch setting today, free to capture. Okay, I'll begin with the first question from Area. It says, good morning, Mr. V6. And the team kindly enlightened me more about the primary and secondary sources of cryptocurrencies. Kindly enlighten me more about the primary and secondary sources of cryptocurrencies and how one can buy a certain cryptocurrency using the primary sources. Can I repeat the question, Leader?
All right, thank you so much for that question. Okay. Like I've said before, we have two sources of cryptocurrency. We have what we call primary sources and secondary sources of cryptocurrency. You can't hear me. What's wrong?
You're loud and clear.
Huh? You can't hear me? Am I loud and clear? What's happening?
You're loud and clear.
There are two sources of cryptocurrency, and we have what we call secondary sources of cryptocurrency. Okay. Now, what are primary sources of cryptocurrency? Primary sources of cryptocurrencies, this is where cryptocurrencies start from, okay? Before a cryptocurrency is listed before cryptocurrency is listed on Binance, before cryptocurrency is listed on what we call centralized exchanges, it has where it starts from. Now, primary sources of cryptocurrencies, Number one, they need a lot of research, right? They need a lot of research if one is to participate. For example, let me just take up my screen. I'll just show you one or two. And okay, good. So let's visit the website. There are so many sources you can use, but I will share a few. So I'll pick Chrome. For example, let's pick Dex Tools. Okay. The Dex tool, the Dex screener or the Dex tools, any you want. Now, this is a platform where you could be able to find cryptocurrencies on their launch. Bring my phone, Brianna. Bring the phone. Mm. Bring the phone. Bring the phone. So we have several. So these are sources. You see, every single day there are cryptocurrencies that are brought in the market. Sorry, guys. Okay, so like what you see here, this is thank you. Sorry, guys. I'm being okay, there you go. All right, so basically, uh, now let me use that. This one will need a lot of lessons for me to handle. But let us go to CoinGecko as for say. Now we are here. This app is called CoinGecko. Let me see. Stock sim, market sim, decentralized exchanges. I want to find an easy way to teach you this. Let's try here and see. Let's see. Okay. Let me now try to. Okay, for example, these are categories of cryptocurrency. Okay, there are categories that are trending, and when you tap on category, they will bring you cryptocurrencies in their category. Number one, smart contract platforms. So when you tap here, they will bring you cryptocurrencies that are in that category. Categories of cryptocurrencies that are based on smart contracts. And they will bring you those different cryptocurrencies that seated in that category. Because now this is all coins. I thought, girl, for example, but guys, if you spend in these categories, for example, you want to buy cryptocurrencies that are ranging from 1 million or less than a million, or from 0 to 100,000. So you want that by market capitalization. But you want also, because when you are looking at market cap, those who have attended that class on Friday in the evening, when we talk about market cap, we say cryptocurrencies that are 10 million and above, they are in major cap. Cryptocurrencies that are from 10 million to 1 million, they are in middle cap. Okay. But so here they are trying to group for you those that are less than 1 billion, those that are 100 million to 1 billion, those from 10 million to 100 million, those from 1 million to 10 million, those from 10,000 to 1 million. Now, you want to look at market. A market capitalization is amount of money on those coins. So if someone is putting their money in a cryptocurrency that is greater than a billion, if that coin is going to change their life, specifically, if it's going to change their life, then a lot of money must be invested. If someone is in 100 million to 1 billion, and if someone is going in from 10 million to 100 million, or someone from 1 million to 100 million, someone who's buying a coin that is between 100K to 1 million, the risk is so much, but also on the other side, if this coin gains, then also the profit is so much. Now, next, you want to look at coins with the trading volume. I want to look for a coin that is between 100,000 K by market capitalization. So maybe I also choose that in its 24-hour volume, maybe it can be able to enter that amount of money. So in the 24 hours, I'm looking for a coin that is less from 0 to 10%. Then I apply the filter. What CoinGecko is going to do for me is going to bring me those cryptocurrencies that fall in that category. Now, you see, these are the coins that it has found for me. But I was just specific on a particular category. Let me say, because these are app chains, these are layer ones, gaming, layer ones, layer two, layer threes. These are just categories of cryptocurrencies. All right. So I might change the category and I go in for all coins. So when I go in for all coins, then when I go in for all coins, then I expect that that the what? Sorry, I've chosen a coin. All right. So you need it takes a lot of time to come up with what you are looking for, or maybe to create a shortcut for you. You can just come here on X and ask Grok what is the most trending crypto category by sentiment. Sentiment means what people are talking about on social media. So it's going to bring you cryptocurrencies. So it's giving you that as of 28th, 2025. Determining the most trending crypto category by sentiment requires looking at accurate dynamics, investor enthusiasm, available data based on current trends, sentimental indicators. Memes appear to be the most trending category. So meme coins such as Doge, Shiba Inu have consistently captured significant attention in 2025. Okay, so it is giving you a clue of for what you can look for, all right? For what you can look for. Other categories like AI-related cryptocurrencies, projects tied with artificial intelligence agents. So now, agents. And layer one blockchains like Solana, Ethereum also have a strong sentiment, particularly due to technology advancement and institutions. However, Memcoin edge out these categories in terms of raw sentiment, trading status, and they tend to generate more buzz on platform like X among the retailers. Data of late 2024 and early 2025 suggests that AI tokens have seen impressive gains. Okay, now I'll give you one of my AI agents. So I like the AI agent. So I come to the chart, and what am I going to make survey about? I want to I want to look into what we call cryptocurrencies. Now, when I want to come here, I want to pick a category called AI agents. We're talking about primary sources. Now, these are new cryptocurrencies. Every day, there are new cryptocurrencies that come to the market. Eh? There are new cryptocurrencies every minute that come to the market. And so it needs you a lot of research to come up with which one you want to participate, especially if you want to participate in what we call primary sources. Now I'll pick one coin, one AI, I'll just type it up here. I just like it. It's called Colin. Okay, Colin. So this is the token. It's down by 25%. This is the token, down by 26%. Then when I open the coin, I'll tap on information. So this is the information. So what do I look at? Number one, market cap. Amount of money that is in the coin. You can see it has $4 million. Okay. Circulating supply. How many coins are in the market? Circulating supply is 999 billion. I hope you can see that. The maximum amount of money was 1 billion tokens. So to get more clarity about the token, I can visit their X account, their Telegram to follow through, right? I can even go ahead and visit their website. Now, next, where can I access this cryptocurrency? This cryptocurrency can be accessed on Randium. Now, Randium is a DEX. If you see here, there's a word written DEX. This is called a DEX. This means this is a decentralized exchange. Okay, so since the decentralized exchange, I need a landing site. Now, these different decentralized exchanges use different landing sites. For example, if a decentralized exchange has a pair Colin stroke Solana, meaning any wallet that uses Solana could buy Colin stroke Solana. So I just need a wallet that uses the Solana ecosystem. Okay. So I'll delete definitely. There are so many wallets. When you come to your app store or your Play Store, there are so many wallets that use Solana. But I'll give you one that is more reliable. It's called Phantom. But this now is entering into my evening lesson. So I'll download a Phantom wallet. This Phantom wallet is a landing site that uses what we call decentralized platforms. One of them is Metro, Randium, Jupiter. So this is a wallet. So it means that for me to use this wallet, when I open it up, I might be given what we call the 12 words phrase or a 24 words phrase and a thumbprint, meaning I will be able to open up this wallet, which I'm not going to do here, maybe in the evening class. I open up this wallet, I upload Solana, then I use the DEX to access this token. But remember, the risk here is very high, right? The risk here is very high. But why do people buy? It's because they buy because they personally believe in the project. So this coin is down by 26%. And by market capitalization, it's very low. It has ever risen to as high as $6 million. So if this coin that is seated at $6 million reaches 100 million market cap, for example, that's why the other, but that is even in class, able to go into details. So when we go back to coin stats. So I'm just giving a clue. I will not go into details now because this I usually handle in the evening class. So when I go here and I want to participate in this token, the risk is very high. That's what I want to give you a guarantee that the risk is very, very, very high. Risk in terms of what? In terms of anything. When it comes to losing your money, when it comes to the coin going to zero, a lot of factors are involved. But if at all someone believes in the project, right? If at all someone believes in the what? In the project. If at all someone understands the project. If at all someone gives the project time. Okay, so let me put in the coin here. So I want maybe to participate in the cryptocurrency. So I want to find out how much profit I will make That is the main question now. How much profit I will what? I will make. For example, I write in the coin called Colin. But this I will go into detail. So that's the cryptocurrency. So, all right. So they pass their disclaimer. So this is the token. Okay. This is the token. It has a 4 million market cap. It gives me where I can go to the Explorer, their website, to read more about the token. Okay. So if I want to hold, I am here just to find out if I buy this coin, how much profit I'll make. But all those in details, check out in the evening class. I don't want to dedicate this Zoom for that. That's a lot of work to do. And it is not the right time for me to deal with that. So join the evening class. But decentralized platforms are primary sources of cryptocurrency. Centralized exchanges are secondary sources of cryptocurrency. Back to you, Coach Jerina. That will take me a lot of time. There's a lot of work to do and to teach about that. Let the person join the evening class.
Our next question is from Abasa. He wants to understand the difference between the whole mode and the real-time settlement.
Simple, basic. When you put your coin in the whole warehouse mode, you are instructing your robot that whatever it has bought, it should sell it at once. So even if your robot opens 50 margin calls, it will wait until the average price it will wait until the coin goes above the average price. So in the whole warehouse mode, when your robot buys more than 4 margin calls, you cannot change the strategy. But Versa V, the sub beans, which are two, the sub bean mode and the sub bean mode real time settlement, you are telling your robot, for example, let me give you an example. I hope there is a coin trading in my chart and my target take profit is 10%. Let me see if it's there. Okay, let's take this coin, for example. When we open this coin, the strategy mode, there are three. We have whole warehouse mode, we have sub-bin mode, and we have sub-bin mode real-time settlement. When this robot, so far when you look up here, it has so far bought 3 times. When you look here, it has so far bought 3 times. Meaning, guys, when this coin rises, it will sell all these 3 times at once. Because the first 4 times are automatically in the whole warehouse mode. But if I want my robot, now it has bought 4 times. Okay, it has bought 4 times. But if I want my robot, I put it in sub-beam mode at first here. This means that the robot will buy 4 times. But from the 5th call, when the market rises, the robot will not give me my profit. It will return my money invested on the 5th call. It will not return my profit. It will use my profit to move this average price closer to the current price. It will use my profit, not my capital, my profit, to pull this average price closer to this current price. Versa V, guys. So you see this coin, if we dig deep in it, you see this coin has been doing what we call sub-sales. Let's pick the log. The coin has been doing what we call sub-sales. I think the better picture is here. Okay, the coin has been doing what we call, I traded this coin in the morning. This just this is an iPhone. Sorry, guys. Okay, so you see, it means that the coin bought more than 4 times, and it has been doing what we call sub sales. You see, it is selling. It buys. When that sub sale rises, it sells it. How does that happen? It only happens when you opened more than when you opened more than, let me switch back these margin calls. When you opened more than, okay, you opened more than 4, so it will buy the fifth call alone. If the market rises, it sells it alone. It only happens when your strategy is in the sub-bin mode real-time settlement. So before this coin rises, it can buy and sell 1,000,000 times as it's giving me profit as it waits for this coin to rise. Okay, let me even see how we are moving. Money is going to kill us here. By the time this coin reaches where it is going, it will be a nice move. What a sweet trade. Yes, a very nice sweet trade. I just need to be patient. All right, back to you, Coach Jerina.
Okay, Da Silva is asking, is it possible to enter a trade in Royal Q without using the indicators like MACD, RSI, and KDJ? Can he be able to enter into a trade in Royal Q without using those indicators?
Who has prevented him? He can do anything. It is his capital. It is his robot. So you can do anything. You can enter coin without indicators. The right question he would ask, why do we use indicators? I think that would be the right question. But the question of saying that, can I enter without? Yes, you can. But since it was the question, let me not divert it to mine. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I don't want to divert the question to be mine. You can enter coins without using indicators. Back to you, Coach Jerino.
What are the effects?
That is the next question, is asking what are the effects?
I believe you have not given us the effect, leader. He's entering without indicators, but won't he be in big trouble?
No, what I was trying to talk about is that, for example, I personally do not need indicators on this coin because I know how to find a good entry point. I don't know if that makes sense. When I look at this chart, me personally, I see that this coin is good. I know how to find a good entry point. So the reason why we teach indicators is to if someone does not have the ability, because if you have your capital, you need to find a way of introducing your capital in the market. So even when someone has the money, because trading, one of the first important thing in trading is to protect your capital. You see, many people think trading is about profit. No, the number one first thing is to protect your capital. So you don't want to introduce your capital in the market by just buying for. You just buy, you just enter. No, you want to find a good entry opportunity. And so indicators help you with that. So if you learn how to use indicators, they'll give you a good entry point. If you don't use them and you don't know how to analyze coins, then your money will get into the market and the market has never been your friend. But when you understand the trend of the market will become your friend. Back to you, Coach Jerino.
Okay. An interesting question here from Timothy. Timothy says, good morning, leader. Why is it that when a coin drops by 20%, when a coin drops by 20% and it rises again by 20%, you still face floating loss? How is that possible?
It drops by 20% from where? From your entry or from Royal Q? Because those are two different things. Let me just come back here. For example, let's get back to Royal Q here. For example, these coins, let me pick. Now, this coin is up by 41%. From where? It is not up 41% from your entry price. Does that make sense to someone? Does that make sense to someone? It is not up 41% from your entry price. It is up 41% from this price here. Does that make sense to someone? It is how this coin has performed by 24 hours, not from your entry price. Even there might be someone who's on floating loss on this coin. Does that make sense? Yet the coin is up by 42% because the percentage that is here is a 24-hour percentage performance. Is not a performance from your entry price. If you have understood that, give me a yes in the chat. So it doesn't matter. Give me a 20% if you have understood. So it is a 24-hour performance. It's not from your entry price. You are floating on from your entry price. And what is your entry price? Is usually the average price. For example, I'm floating on this coin called runes. Where is it? Let me just pick it up. I'm floating on this coin. Why? Because my average price and the current price, when the current price goes above my average price, I'll be in floating profit. When the current price drops below my average price, I'm in floating loss. Now, question. How do you keep your average price closer to the current price? Your capital. If you use a 24816 strategy, whenever the coin drops and it buys more, it pulls the average price closer to the current price. And that's how you get out of a coin faster. Because whenever the coin drops, it pulls your average price closer to the current price. Back to you, Coach Jerina. I think I have answered that.
Yes, you have answered that, leader Kabanda, but let's assume you entered this coin at -10, and the coin dips by -20. The coin dips by -20. Does that mean the other 10 is
No.
Okay, how do you
You
determine?
are just confused with these negatives. This is a 24-hour performance of this coin. It has nothing to do with your profitability. I don't know if that makes sense. What makes sense is, what was your entry price? The price you entered this coin is what makes sense. For example, look here. This coin is down by 18%. But it's down 18% on a 24-hour performance. Because when I take this coin, let me say in trading view, to give a clear picture for you, let me go to trading view here. And I pick runes. You know, this coin since morning, since morning today, let me pick up my price range. People they're just confused. This since morning from here, the coin is up by 11%. Does that make sense? The coin is up by 11%. But the 24-hour performance of Royal Q, the coin is down by 18%. Now, here comes the question. When you enter this coin, when it's at negative 18%, if it goes up by 20%, Is it that you must be in profit of 20 plus 18? So you must be in a profit of 38%? No. Your profitability is from your entry price. So let the 24-hour percentage performance of the coins do not confuse you with your profitability. I don't know if that makes sense to someone, but I believe I have tried to answer.
It does. It makes a lot of sense. Okay. Junior Ambassador says he missed something on the batch setting today. Is it possible to? No, I think Junior, you need to get to the Crypto Ambassadors channel for that recorded Zoom. I don't know if leader Julius, you will go to the batch settings again, or we can share the link.
That has a lot of work. Yeah, it has a lot of work, but let me see if I'll drop him the live session that dealt with that specifically. Because I remember it was a Saturday where I spent time on how to use the batch setting. Unless he's specific, he cannot just drop a general question. Okay? Maybe unless he comes out specific and says, I didn't understand batch setting, but that video in the chat dealt with that specific. Unless he comes out specific and says, what was I didn't get this point. But when he generalizes everything, then it's very hard to handle. So the video is in the chat. Back to you.
Okay. Then we move on to Israel. Israel says, please explain the MACD RSI in the Royal Q trading. Almost the same question. Explain the MACD RSI in Royal Q trading.
I believe if this person has not yet given time, because we cannot just come here and talk about MACD, RSI, just like that. We need to build up an understanding. I also request this person to watch this video in the chat that goes into details what is MACD, what is RSI, and how we use it in Royal Q. The link is in the chat. Back to you.
Okay, Joe says, what are the simple basics for a beginner to set a trend on a given coin without having to over-rely on signals? The simple basics for a beginner to set a trade without over-relying on the signals.
I believe the MACD and RSI will help that person. The link is in the chat.
Kaunda says, which coins belong to Bitcoin? Which coins belong to Bitcoin?
In terms of what? Let the person get specific. Which coins belong to Bitcoin in terms of what?
Kaunda, you can enlighten your question on that. As we go on to oil money, why is that now I open more margin calls 30, but the bots can sell early as compared before using the real-time mode strategy, all because of the downtrend market movements? No. This is not clear at all.
So the person bought the coin, but he doesn't want the coins to sell.
No.
Question is not clear.
It's not clear at all. I'll try to read it again. It says, why is that? Now I open more margin calls, 30 of them, but the bots can sell early as compared to before when using the real-time mode strategy, all because of the downtrend market movement. Is it because of the downtrend market movement for all the coins?
First and foremost, why did he open up the margin calls? I thought he wanted the coin to keep buying and selling in real-time settlement. Now, why is he complaining that the robot is selling them? Yet he opened up margin calls to make sure that the robot buys and sells them. So let him first go back and find out the reason why is he opening up margin calls. Is opening up margin calls to just keep the robot buying without selling? Or is opening up margin calls that the robot buys maybe call number 29. When the market rises, it sells call number 29. So his reason of opening up margin calls becomes key. So back to the person, I believe.
Okay. Chizito says, is it possible to use the balance on a paused coin or a paused trade, and the trade is in floating loss, and then you bring it back later? If yes, how is it done? Can you be able to use the balance that is on a paused trade, which is in floating loss, and then bring it back later?
Okay. That could only work if that coin for a long time continues going down. But me, I never teach that. I would advise you to find new capital and trade the new coins for one reason. If that coin rises, you'll just get stuck. You will not be able to buy the amount of coins you had because you need more money. It can only work if you leave the coin there, you remove the money, use the money. By the time you are returning the money, the coin is still going down. But if it's vis-a-vis, then you pay bigger price. So on my end, I would not advise it. So I'll leave it to that and I will not teach it.
Okay,
Because it will cause permanent loss.
We go on to Kenneth. Kenneth says, please, when you use the MACD indicator and the coins are selected, when you use the MACD indicator and the coins are selected, is there a way you can pause the rest of the coins, or you have to do it manually?
That's where batch setting comes in. That's where batch setting comes in that video I shared. I may not dive into details because I spent a full class teaching that. But let me say, I have selected 5 coins here and I'm trading them. What I need to do if one buys, I just need to come on the batch setting. I just need to come on batch setting here. I select the coins that I'm trading. And if I don't want this one to be selected, I unselect it. So I unselect those that I don't want to be affected, because here I can either tap on pause and pause all of them at once, tap on start and start all of them at once. So the challenge is in understanding how to use the batch setting. And that's the video I shared in the chat. So the person needs to watch that video to understand the aspect.
Okay, Wafula's question: if the bot sold the fifth margin call, and bought again, is it counted as the sixth margin call, or it is still the fifth margin call?
It is the fifth margin call.
Okay.
Margin call.
Okay. 51%. Sure's question: what causes a coin not to buy margin calls, yet it's going down? I've checked and everything is okay. What causes the coin not to buy the margin calls, yet it is going down?
That's why you bought the robot. You bought the robot to help you put your money in the market at the right time. For example, just to bring understanding. Okay. Let me say, I'll just go to royalty. So let me pick up this coin. For example, let me say my margin calls are on. Okay. Down here on your robot, the next margin call will be bought when this coin is at this price. It should be less than this price. Now look at the current price. Does that make sense? So when you go and open that coin, it will basically show you when it is going to trigger the next margin call. Does that make sense? So it means that the rise by 0.01, which is here, that's when the robot will buy. So you go and see if your margin calls are on. If your margin calls are on, the robot, the next call, the sixth call will be bought when the price is less than 1.308. So even if the coin is dropping, the robot will not buy. If you want this robot to buy very fast, just go and edit the margin call for the sixth call. So if I want this robot to buy very fast, I'll come here on trade setting. If I'm very impatient, come here on margin configuration. I want it to buy this one. Put at 0.1. Then I save. I confirm. I save. Meaning, I'm changing. Look now, I have changed. So my robot now is going to buy at this. The other time it was 1.308. Now it is 1.320. So if your role is that you want your robot to buy, then just go and edit the margin configuration so that you bring it closer. Now you see the price is here. So very soon it can buy because I've put it at 0.1. I see people who ask, what if me I switch on the AI? When you switch on the AI, now the story becomes different. What will happen is this. Even if the market reaches the margin call, because the AI follows the margin calls. If you switch off the margin calls and you switch on the AI, the robot will never buy. So if you want your robot to buy, the margin call must be on and the AI must be on. Why are you switching on the AI? That even if this coin reaches at 1.320, it will not buy. It will be the AI to come in and say, hey, are we sure that this coin is rising or we are just buying? So people with little capital and people who have fear of pushing your money in the market, the AI will always be there to protect your capital. So don't only switch on the AI, you must switch on the AI and the margin call because the AI follows the instructions of the margin call, but it takes charge when it should put in that money in the market. I've handled, I think, like two questions at once. Back to you, Coach Jerin.
Hezi says, what makes this Bitcoin to drop below 80K? What is the dynamic in this market? Why does the Bitcoin goes down below $80,000?
I believe it's only people who are not taking trading as a business that are worried about the prices in the market. I don't know if I'm creating sense with my statement. Let me repeat it again. But a person who is doing trading as a business, he focuses on opportunities of making money in the market. Does that make sense to someone? Because we have three kinds of people who join our business. People who joined this as a by the way. Number two, people who joined this to try. Number three, people who joined this as a business. How many of you agree with me that the three approach the business with a different approach? The person who joined this to try does not provide the time to learn what to do because he's just trying. The person who joined this as a by the way, when markets change, they get annoyed. A person who joined this as a business, like now, my focus is to add in more capital in the market to take advantage of the opportunity. Does that make sense? So I may not base, because reasons why Bitcoin is going down, definitely people are selling. In the morning class, I was here and I gave you reasons that as long as the United States of America introduced exchange traded funds, these guys are having huge sellouts. Over $2.4 billion were sold in 3 days. Meaning, definitely, what are they selling? They are selling Bitcoin. When they sell, there is increased supply in the market that causes the market to go down. So basically, me who's in the business, as a business, my focus now is to add in more capital and take advantage of the opportunities that are that you cannot focus on what you don't. I have my 6 demands. Success demands 3 things. And let me talk about them. They usually appear here on my screen. I may not change my camera in particular. Number one, hard work. Don't believe in luck. Many people believe that when they join the crypto market space, they're going to be lucky. There's no luck here, guys. How do you work hard? You work hard that if you have little capital, you focus on understanding what to do. Believe in hard work. Stop trying to rush the process and searching for shortcut. There is no shortcut to success. My principle number two, patience. If you are losing the patience, you are losing the battle. First, nothing happens. Then it happens slowly. Then suddenly, at once, most people gave up at stage one. Number three, sacrifice. You don't sacrifice for what you want, then what you want becomes your sacrifice. Everything has a price to has a price. The question is, are you ready to pay it for your life you desire or not? Number three, consistency. Consistency is what transforms average into excellency. Without consistency, you will never achieve a greater success. Discipline. Motivation gets you going. You know, many people come on these calls and they want me to motivate them. They come on these calls, they want me to give them hope. But motivation gets you going. But discipline keeps you growing. Are you disciplined enough if you don't have good capital to keep attending trainings and learn what to do? There will be days when you don't feel like doing it. You have to push through those days, regardless of how you feel. Number six, self confidence. Confidence is that I will be fine if they don't like me. There will always be someone judging you for what you are doing and what you want for life. So basically, my 6 things that demand success are very key. But when it comes to the crypto market space, I believe people need to give in time to our classes, learn what to do because the classes are variable, especially 7:30 a.m. makes you a very good trader. Make sure that if you have little capital, like I said, enter each trade with the AI margin call on. Because when your AI margin call on, even if a coin keeps dipping, it's none of your business. How many of you have realized that? Give me a yes in the chat. If you have little capital, if you have little capital, and each coin you trade, you switch on the AI, you don't care. I'm speaking facts. Okay? You don't care. Why? Because the robot will put in your money at the right time. So all these things we talk about them on a daily basis. It's none of your business, okay? Because the robot is working on what we call risk management, controlling your capital. And we have also said that you set your robot according to your capital. If you have attended that class where I explained picking coins, setting coins according to your capital, drop me a 2 in the chat. You are here and you attended that class. You know very well that you will set your robot according to your capital. You have $100, you will not put in 5 coins. And you have your little capital, you switch on AI. You don't need to care whether Bitcoin goes to 20K, whether Bitcoin goes to 50K. Does that make sense to someone? It's none of your business because your money is not going in the market. Does that make sense to someone? Because Bitcoin is now going at 78,000. It can even drop to 69. But does it mean that people are not making money? Am I teaching? I don't know. Does it mean that people are not trading? People are not making money? So I believe that, as you keep growing in the business, the other days when in 2022, when markets were going down, I'm one of the guys who created the fear. But we have said it several times. Enter coins using indicators if you don't know how to pick signals. Make sure if you have managed your capital and you have little capital, switch on the AI margin call. Drop me a 3 in the chat if you are less concerned about prices and you are making money. If you haven't reached that level, then you are not yet a trader. Does that make sense to someone? If you haven't reached that level, if you haven't reached that level, then you are not yet in the business. You are still treating this as a by the way. But the day you start treating this as a business, your results will become different. Back to you, Coach Jerina.
Thank you, leadership. Kakembo here has a question. He's wondering how someone can be able to steal his money from the digital wallet, yet he doesn't have the other person doesn't have his credentials because his money was stolen on HTX. How is that possible?
Who stole your money? Okay, let me talk about account protection. There are several ways you can protect your accounts, but let me teach something new that I've never taught before. I don't have HTX here, but number one, whose account is this? Okay. So number one, always come to security. Okay, always come to security of your account and make sure you see this account has an authenticator, has an email, has so it has so many factors connected. But let me show you one that we don't usually talk about. Okay, so you can come here on your assets and mhm, mhm, mhm. Where is that? I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting. Okay, let's just try to see whitelist. Okay, maybe let me do this. Let me try to be like withdrawing money from this account. So I tap on withdraw. Then I want to withdraw crypto. So I want to withdraw this paper coin, send via crypto network. So once you reach here, in your top right corner here, you can, this is history. Okay, in here on the corner, there is something like a person. So you can add wallet addresses that are accepted to withdraw money. This is called a whitelist. You come up with a wallet address that is able to withdraw money. So when someone wants to take money from your account, he will not unless you have come up with a wallet address that is allowed to take money. So it's called a whitelisting wallet address. So, but uh, it is two ways. The money might be there when you are not the one able to see it. Maybe you transferred the money to auto earn. I've met people who say my money was stolen. Maybe your money is in earn. Maybe your money is in futures, and you personally you cannot be able to see it, but you transferred it to another wallet. Or you gave someone your phone. Is a close person to you. You gave them your phone, and they accessed your account, and they withdrew your money. Okay. That's what I believe. But unless that, or maybe the money is there, but you cannot be able to see it. Or you gave someone your details. Okay. Back to you, Coach Jerina.
Okay. Frida wants to know how to add fuel. How does she add fuel to his Royalty robot?
Okay, I believe that one, I drop a video.
Okay.
Uh,
Buran says, Coach, how can I behave by waiting in the Buran? How can
huh?
he behave by waiting in the Buran?
Behave what? How does he mean by how can he behave? By not selling his coins at a loss. I believe that could be the right answer.
Mm.
Unless
And
maybe he's talking about something different. But by not selling his coins at a loss. Because whatever goes down will rise.
okay. Abbas again, he says, if I buy my coin in floating loss, will lose that money. For example, buying with $200 and it reduces on its negative. Will I lose that money?
The question is not clear. Could you come again? The question is not clear.
It's not clear at all. Abasa, you can put up your hand and ask your question. He says, please, that's the difference between. In the meantime, maybe we can go to Samuel's question. He says, what's the difference between AI margin call and switch on margin call button? AI margin call and switch on margin call button.
I believe I discussed that already.
Do you have?
When you switch on the
Okay.
the AI follows your margin calls. Okay. The AI follows your margin calls. Farida, I have sent you the video on your question. I believe I have answered you with a video on how to buy and deposit, on how to deposit and withdraw from your royalty. All answered in that video. Uh, the AI, the AI follows the instructions of the margin calls. So you must have both on. But the AI prevents the robot if the margin call says buy when the market has dropped by 1% and risen by 0.1. Once those requirements are met, The AI will start monitoring to see if this could be the right time for the robot to put in your money. So there is no difference. So what the difference comes in is what do you want to achieve as a trader? Do you want to protect your capital from just going in the market? How do you mind that? If you open so many margin calls, then you don't need the AI on. If you're a person with few margin calls, then you need the AI on. As simple as that. I believe that that person needs to go back to one of the Zooms I did, and I talked about how to make money in floating loss. Let me drop him the video. How to make money. I think that was one of the classes that everybody in the business needs to note about. How to make money, question and answer, mainly floating loss. These two, how to keep making money in floating loss. In here, I talked about wallet management. In here, I talked about coming up with settings according to your capital, right? So please check it out. It's there in the chat. And it protects your capital, prevents you to have huge floating, and it helps you to keep making money. Back to you, Coach Jerina.
Samuel again asks, where can floating loss be identified on Royal Q trading platform?
And that one doesn't have a robot. Because maybe let me share my screen to help. But there is nothing called floating loss on Royal Q. It's like, I don't know why this looks to be a general problem. Many people fear the business because of that word. But for example, this is the coin. You see, it is floating at negative 2%. The difference between my average price and the current price is this negative 2 that you see here in $6. Transaction record here. I hope it opens up. You see that although the coin is at a loss, it is making buys and sells repeatedly. So floating loss has never been an issue in a business. But how you manage your capital, how you introduce your capital in the market, and when you make an entry in the market, that's where the business is. Three important things: capital management, when you make an entry in the market, and how you set up your robot. You see, it has bought, it has sold. Bought, sold. Does that make sense? So the robot is making purchases of buys and sells. And I don't need to be around for that to happen. Does that make sense now? So floating loss is never the issue. Wallet management. Wallet management is where the business is. And I have handled that in that video that I've sent. Like someone is asking, how do I avoid floating loss? Watch those two videos. Okay, watch those two videos where I dealt with that issue of wallet management. Okay, how to keep making money. I answered this question of floating loss and brought understanding to the business. So if you haven't watched those two videos, people who are typing so many answers, how you open margin calls, I have answered all those questions in those two videos below. So back to you, Coach Jerina.
Okay. Another question here. My partner was in floating of 20%. Over nine margin calls have been bought. When we open additional making calls, I think margin calls, when we open additional margin calls from level 10, using 1% for another 11 calls, the board did not buy. How can we set additional calls after entering float?
But it's what you did. It's what you did. You open more margin calls. If you want your robot to buy, like I've said, go and if you had put 1 and for you, you are not, because guys, the reason why your robot never buys more margin calls is because that the market does not hit your instructions. Does that make sense to someone? For example, when I switch on margin calls here and I want my robot to buy, and I want my robot to buy, my robot, this is just network issue. My robot will give me an entry point when it will buy my margin call. Does that make sense to someone? It will give me a point that I will buy when I'm here. So if the market does not hit that, because the robot does not buy when the market is dropping. Let me explain. When you say, robot, when the market drops by 1%, it drops 1%. The robot will wait for the buying callback 0.01. So if the market drops 1%, it can even drop 6% when the robot is not buying because the market has not yet risen by the buying callback. So it will not buy when the coin has dropped 1%. No, it will wait for the market to rise up a little bit. So if you go ahead and even switch on your AI, the market will drop by 1%, rise by the buying callback. Still, the robot will not buy. The AI will start monitoring. Does that make sense? Because usually people say my robot is not buying. But let me know if I've answered that. Give me a tweet in the chat if it's clear. So the robot will not buy. Uh-uh. It doesn't buy when the market is just dropping. It waits for the buying callback. And if you go ahead and switch on the AI margin call, it will wait longer because it will now be the AI in charge. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Now, how do I add up margin calls to answer that? My robot, let me say, has bought all the margin calls I had set. There are 5. All have been bought. I want my robot to to add on more. Number 1, how much do I want to expose? Let me say I want my robot to be, I want my first buying amount to be 10. Then I come on the configuration. How much do I want my robot to put in from the 50 call? I want my robot to be putting in $50. So I'll put 5. So on call number 1, it will be 10 times 5, which is 50. Maybe on the next call, I want, maybe one may say 1-1. Another one may say I want a double up 2. Because anything can be done 4, 8, 16, 32. It means that it will be 5 times 2, 5 times, so 10 times 220, 10 times 440, 10 times 880, 10 times. So it will be following these multiples. So if I had 5 margin calls to say, and I want to open up how many more? Let me say 10. So I had 5. So 10 plus 5 will be 15. So I want my robot to buy more 10 margin calls. So I just increase the number, then I work on the setting. I don't know if that makes sense. I just increase the number, then I work on the setting. Then give me a 2 in the chat if it's clear. That's how you add more. You just tap, you can edit anything on your setup. It is not permanent. It can be changed anytime you want. Back to you, Coach Jerino.
Yeah. Me, I would like to give us. Okay. Frida again inquires on how to know the total balance when she is in floating loss. How does she know the total balance when she's in floating loss?
Total balance in terms of what?
I think the capital.
Some questions are very hard. You want to find out because when your robot buys, it removes your money, let me say, from USDT to XRP. So what remains is USDT. So you always look at your USDT. How many USDT you have in your account? I believe that's where your focus will be. USDT in your Binance. I don't know if I've answered.
Yes, and Gava says, I need to know the difference between these two things, the take profit callback and the buy-in callback.
For example, this is take profit callback. When the coin rises by 10% and comes down by 0.01, let my robot sell. So when the coin doesn't reach 10%, the robot will not sell. But when it reaches 10% and tries to come down by 0.01, this robot will sell. What is buying callback? Buying callback follows the margin configuration. When you say that my margin call drop is 1%, when the coin drops by 1% and rises by 0.1, that's when the robot will buy. I hope I've answered. Back to you, Coach Jerino.
The same old question from Quorum, how can floating loss be avoided?
I think I've shared videos in the chat. Two of them. Maybe wants me to copy and share again. If you have issues with floating loss, it means that you still have a lot of understanding. Please, I request you to watch these two videos. They'll teach you how to make an entry in the market. They'll teach you how to manage your wallet. They will teach you on how you keep making money all the time. Not asking you when is the bull running, what can I do? I'm not making money. These videos will help you to keep money, making money all the time, no matter your capital. I hope those of you who attended that class, are you enjoying the business? Those of you who attended that class, are you enjoying the business? I remember I did that class was I don't remember. Those of you who attended that class, are you enjoying the business? You'll be making money all the time. You don't care about how is the market, how is the market, oh, lo, 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 where is the market? You'll not even be speaking because you'll be making good entries in the market. Number two, you'll be trading according to your capital. Number three, you will diversify. I hope that is the class where I even talked about diversification. Did I talk about diversification? Not putting your capital in one coin and dying on the every day will be a pay day. You Yes, yes, Coach Jerina, I was out. Hope I'm back.
Your network was a bit off. You're back now. We can hear you well.
Yeah, back to you. I don't know, but I hope I've answered. So let people watch those two videos.
Okay. Ida Dukunda says, how can I use capital of $100 and become successful in the bull run? And when can we expect the bull run to start?
Let him watch those two videos. Let him watch those two videos.
Okay. You come. Okay, I think the questions are done, Leader Julius. It is 20 minutes to midday. The questions that we have are done for now. Should we, you have any videos in house? Okay, and one last one here. Jack is requesting for a video on how to sign in new people. Do we have a video recording on the channel for that?
How to register, how to activate. Is it the question?
Yes, how to sign in, which is activating.
I think I've sent the video, how to register. Then how to activate.
Yes. And I do
How
not
to
see
activate.
anyone
I've sent both.
with,
I've sent both.
okay. Timothy says, could you kindly share the motivation statements that you were talking about, the 6 things that you had?
I just said them. I don't have them anywhere. So number 1 is hard work. Number 2 is patience. Number 3 is sacrifice. Number 4 is consistency. Number 5 is discipline. Number 6 is self-confidence. I don't have digital. I think I shared them some more time ago, but currently I think I don't have them.
Okay, leadership, unless you have anything more to contribute, to give us, I feel the questions have all been answered, well answered. It is 20 minutes to midday.
I have nothing
Do
to
we have
add.
anything?
Maybe we catch up in the evening on how to build wealth in crypto, where I'll dive so much into details of understanding how to use how to buy manual on an exchange, how to use a DEX. Okay, I think I'll do that in the evening. Thank you so much for now, and see you in the evening.
Okay.
Back to you, Coach Jerina. You can close the meeting.
Thank you, leadership. Thank you so much for your undivided attention. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your research. Thank you for all that you do for Crypto Ambassadors. We really appreciate. Can we say a thank you to our leader? Let's say thank you in the chat. Let's appreciate him, appreciate his time for the great work he does, being there, showing up every single day of his life, year in, year out. He's showing up, showing up, showing up. We don't take that lightly, by the way. As leaders, we are learning to show up, even when you feel you don't like, even when you feel you do not have that strength. It is important to show up for your team members, for your people, for your community. And that is number one. I believe it is number one quality of a leader. We appreciate leader for that. And I believe we are taking up that as an example to all the people that we are helping in the community. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are closing our call. And please, let's meet again later in the evening for that call, and encourage our members to always come for the Zoom call. We have been less than 200, and yet in the community we are so many. This is a very good, it is a very good call that we normally, we need to have all our leaders here. So thank you, Silva, for the comments. Thank you, our great leader, Julius. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Oh, yes, thank you, Naloga, for appreciating. And thank you. We are very grateful and we appreciate you. Thank you from Lydia. God bless you. Kabanda from Coach. Thank you for anchoring well. Appreciate. Thank you. From Maganga. Thank you very much for all the efforts that you put to this. God bless you. From Kate. Thank you very much, Leader Julius Kavanda. God bless you, real good. You are highly appreciated, my leader. Lots of love. Thank you, Ayub. What time is the evening call? It is always at 9, unless there are any changes. It is the same link, and normally it is at 9 p.m. East African time. Thank you, Ayub. Thank you, Patrick, for the love. Yes, let's continuously build the community. And I just want to say, have a good evening from me to you. Stay blessed.